Hey everyone, this is Professor Hollister. I am your professor for Bio 150 General Microbiology that will be starting on June 1st, running through July 2nd. All right, this is a 5-week course, kind of fast and furious considering that this is a 15-week course typically that runs throughout the semester. But it is very possible to do very well in the course. I just figured it's probably a good idea to run through what is going to be expected of you for this course. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so first, this is what you're going to see when you log into Brightspace. You can go through My College to get here or link to it directly. You're going to find a course information section. We're going to find 4 modules. We'll talk about these in a second, okay? And then a section for lab and project information, right? Now, one of the big things, just to kind of start off on the right foot here, is good communication. I'm going to try to update you through announcements on Brightspace. These announcements are typically pushed out to everyone at their sunibrum.edu email accounts. Okay, so it's important that you all have access to your sunibrum.edu email account, okay? And if you ever miss one or you think one skipped you by, just log into Brightspace, check the announcements. Typically, I will have posted it there, okay? All right, so this is just the first announcement that I have up here, and I've already emailed all of you with something similar to this. That went out to your personal email and your Sunibrum edu, but don't worry, I won't spam you at your personal account all the time. I will put out everything else to the sunibrum.edu email, okay? All right, so just to get started here, you'd want to go to course information. You want to listen to this video, the welcome video, in its entirety, okay? So if you've gotten to this point, keep going, don't cut me off, okay? Just because there's other stuff I just want to tell you real quick in this video that are important for you to do well in the course, okay? You do want to read the syllabus that's in this folder. I'll also be giving you print copies, okay? It's only 5 pages, and the last 2 pages are just college policies, which are important, but you could probably get away with just reading the first 3 pages, and one of them is a detailed list of dates for quizzes, tests, projects, and things like that, okay? So a really good resource. And then we'll talk about this chemistry refresher assignment here in a second. That's the first thing that'll be coming at you, the only online assignment you're going to get. Everything else is going to be in person as far as assessments go, okay? All right, so for the course content, we're basically going to have a lab section to this course and a lecture section to this course, right? And the lab section of this course is entirely in person, okay? So we're going to be doing a lot of hands-on stuff. It's really important to me that micro is taught with the lab in person because you'll be doing a lot of things that are hands-on, and it's really hard for me to fathom people learning techniques with their hands on a computer screen, all right? So I'm happy we're going to be in person for that. You will get a lab manual. That lab manual is free of charge. It comes, with all the other things you're already paid for. So it's free of charge. There's no extra cost for a manual to go with the lab. I will give that to you on day 1 that we get together. We have a lecture section, which is technically a blended section, which means that there are going to be components of this that are in person. Mostly, this will be online delivery of the material, okay? Now, there's going to be 4 modules, okay? The 4 that we just talked about, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll have 4 modules, 4 exams that are going to be associated with each of those modules, or 1 per module, right? Those exams will be in person, typically each Thursday, except for the first Thursday because we don't have a lot of information yet. Okay. Now, don't worry, even though this is online delivery, there's a lot of materials that will aid you in your process of going through those videos, and I will be there to meet with you guys prior to labs. There'll be plenty of office hours available to address objectives that relate to the lecture information. We'll talk about that next, okay? All right, let's see. I just don't want to miss anything here. I guess the big thing for lab and for the few times we're getting together for lecture is attendance is important, okay? I know we can work around it a lot of times with a 15-week course, not with a 5-week course. Each day you miss is like missing 3 days, and so attendance is paramount, okay? All right, so this is the typical look of a module. This particular module, Module 1, has something that is a little bit unique, this chemistry refresher assignment. This is the only online assignment you're going to get from me throughout the entire term, and it will be due on the 6th. That's a Saturday, the first Saturday of the 5 weeks, okay? And I will open this a little early, probably closer to Memorial Day weekend, so you could get started with this early if you wanted to. And the main point of this is just to make sure that everybody has their basics down when it comes to chemistry. And when I've gone over this in the past, it's just bored the daylights out of everybody because most people have some kind of previous college level bio or chemistry course, and they know what stuff like pH, enzymes, organic macromolecules, stuff like that will be going that you'll need to know. That's what I'm checking for here, just to make sure everybody is up to speed as far as those kinds of things, okay? Now, as for each module, you're going to have lectures that you'll want to view. These will be online lectures to view. There will be slides and lecture notes that will go along with those lectures. If you've had me before, it's the same deal except it's online, okay? And then there will be some objectives that go along with those notes, okay? So everything links together. The objectives are questions you'll want to be able to answer. The answers will be found in these lectures and the note packets, okay? To prepare for each exam, to do well in those exams, you'll want to go and have a good idea of the answers for these objectives, okay? Now, there are related text readings, okay, that I will have in these sections as well. And this is all in an online educational resource. The same resource you'll be referencing to do the little chemistry refresher assignment, okay? This is also free. So again, something that saves you some money, okay? But that's just in case, if you some way that I presented something doesn't work or doesn't sit with you well, you want to read it someplace else, get a good resource. We do have a decent online educational resource for that through the state. Okay? All right, let's see. Only a couple more slides here. For the labs, you'll want to review the labs before you come in each time. Now, obviously you can't do that in the first lab. The Monday, June 1st people, the Tuesday, June 2nd people that come in won't have gotten the lab in their hands yet, or the lab manual, I should say, in their hands yet. I will provide it to you on that day. So don't worry about that. But in the labs after that, you'll want to have scanned it at least, gone through it a little bit. You'll be much more comfortable. The lab will go much more smoothly if you have an idea of what's going on when you get to lab. And that's my suggestion. You won't want to come in and have no clue what's going on, right? We will have a quiz each week when we return to lab. So in other words, first week we'll have labs, no quiz first week. Next week we come in, we'll have a quiz first thing on the first lab, okay? So that will be Monday for the Monday, Wednesday people. That'll be Tuesday for the Tuesday, Thursday people, right? And you want to be on time because we'll be doing that first few minutes of the lab, okay? And then we'll do the lab that we have scheduled for that day. Okay. Last but not least, let's see, we have our lecture and lab projects. There is a pathogen project that is a presentation done by two people, okay? And these two individuals that are partnered up do not have to be the same two people that are partnered up in lab, because we are working in pairs in lab as well. But if you do partner up with someone else other than your lab partner, you want to let your lab partner know, right? Just so they're able to plan accordingly. This is usually a fun project. I know it sounds daunting because it's an oral presentation. It's short. You're sharing it with somebody else. Everybody is going to be doing it. So it's not like you're being singled out, okay? People do very well on these presentations. The best thing is to prepare, get started early, and you'll be able to pair up and get started with this project even as early as the end of the first week. You can get started on it, okay? Now, most of these presentations will all take place on the Tuesday and Wednesday of the last week in the mornings. There is a laboratory project as well that is the unknown identification project, where you're going to get a bacterial culture with a number on it. You'll have no idea what the culture actually is, but you'll be able to perform the microscopic analysis, stains, the different metabolic assays that we will have learned throughout the first 4 weeks to identify it, okay? And this will start at the end of the 4th week, go into Monday of the last week. So that last week, just look in the syllabus, that last week is pretty busy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are days that everyone will need to be involved, okay? Let's see, the last thing. This is the calendar, guys, that you will see on your syllabus on the 3rd page. It shows the chemistry refresher assignment, only online thing we got, right? Locations, location for the lab, right? And this is 1 week after we met for the first time, right? So for these Monday people, they're going to be taking a quiz on this 2nd Monday. Their first Monday would have been the 1st. We will have met twice before we have our lab quiz, right? Same for the Tuesday, Thursday people. We will have met twice the week prior for this lab quiz. The lecture exams are going to start on the Thursday of the 2nd week and occur each Thursday after that, okay? And you can see here how busy that last week is, right? So I'll just put a little bracket here, okay? That last week does have our 4th quiz. We have those unknown projects where we identify bacterial culture. We have the presentations, and then we have the last lecture exam, okay? So I think that's about it for now. I will see all of you guys in lab soon. I look forward to it. I hope you guys do too. I'll see you later.